Most businesses hand AI architecture to IT and just assume the problem is solved. You ask for an architecture plan, you get a server diagram back, and you think, great, we're ready for deployment. But honestly, that deeply ingrained assumption is exactly why so many AI initiatives fail to actually land in the real world. Let's get right into this explainer and address a massive gap in how businesses implement AI.
The reality is, AI architecture is not about your servers. It's about how your work moves. Sure, your IT team is going to build a technically sound environment, they'll connect the APIs, and make sure the cloud is running smoothly. But in a living, breathing operation, true architecture is the design of data flow, human checkpoints, and workflow logic. It's about where the AI actually sits, how decisions get made, and how human oversight is built right in. The problem is, most business leaders only discover they're missing this operational design after the AI has already been configured.
And the fallout from ignoring this operational layer? It's massive. Gartner actually predicts that through 2026, organizations will abandon 60% of their AI projects. Why? Because they are completely unsupported by AI-ready data. Just take a second to let that sink in. 6 out of 10 projects completely abandoned. And look, having a massive data warehouse doesn't make you safe. That is a commercial trap.
You see, the underlying cause of that 60% failure rate is a lack of data flow design. It's not an absence of data itself. AI doesn't just operate in a vacuum, right? It requires really strict rules dictating exactly where to pull from and where to push to. If nobody sits down and designs how the data, the AI, and the workflow actually connect, the AI simply can't function.
This breakdown usually stems from 3 core architecture failures. The very first one, treating AI architecture as IT infrastructure. IT infrastructure dictates what systems you have, but AI architecture, that dictates how those systems interact with the AI, the sequence, the logic, the human checkpoints. These are fundamentally different design problems. Handing AI architecture over to IT without any operational input produces a technically sound environment, sure, but it completely misses how your actual workflow operates day to day.
Which brings us to the second failure, having absolutely no data flow design. When AI is just dropped into a workflow without a clear operational map, it either can't access the information it needs, or worse, it pulls from conflicting sources. Without a strictly defined data flow, the AI is basically just guessing, and that results in highly inconsistent, unreliable outputs. And the third failure? Ignoring exceptions. Listen, every single AI system is going to encounter situations it can't handle confidently. It's not a question of if, but what happens when it does. Without a deliberately designed escalation architecture, those edge cases either fail silently, which is incredibly risky for your business, or they create total manual chaos, which entirely defeats the purpose of having the AI in the first place. So what does good operational design actually look like? Well, it requires 5 specific components. You need to define your data source and flow, map out the AI logic, establish clear human review points, create strict escalation paths, and set up post-launch monitoring. And here's the crucial part. These have to be built before configuration even starts. They need to be validated against your actual, messy, real-world workflow, not just the idealized happy path. When an edge case pops up in production, your team must know exactly what to do, because the architecture defined it long before anything went live.
Now, this is exactly where Omnisenti comes in. We design AI architecture at the operational level. That means we're designing the data flow, the connection points, the human checkpoints, and that all-important escalation logic. We aren't just configuring a technical layer, we're designing how the model operates inside your business. That operational design layer is exactly what IT didn't provide. And frankly, it's what most businesses simply didn't know they needed to ask for.
Ultimately, the reality of AI implementation comes down to this. The model is not the hard part. The design that makes it work inside your business is. Look, anyone can connect an API today, but that meticulous operational design, the mapping of exactly how decisions are governed and how humans stay in the loop, that is what separates AI that technically functions from AI that is reliably useful.
Ask yourself this. When your AI encounters something it can't handle tomorrow, does anyone in your business actually know what happens next? If you're relying on an IT diagram rather than a true operational design, it's time to reevaluate. To explore what operational AI architecture would actually look like in your business, just reply architecture to start the conversation.